bring it up at the next workshop.
Ask wants to be moved to the top.
I do not do that. No, that was not me. Oh, definitely not me.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. I'd like to call the Historic Landmark Commission meeting of 20 January to order. It's 6:30. We get a roll call?
Priscilla Garrett,
Jeff Gardner.
Mary King,
Lori Marchman.
All right, so we have one missing. Jenny's not going to be with us. Is that right? Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, it's time for citizens' comments. If anyone wants to make a comment, please go on up to the HAMBO, tell us your name and address, and we'll give you a little bit of time to tell us what you have. Any takers? All right, we'll close citizens' comments at 6:32. That's easy. All right, the next item is approval of the minutes for December 17th, 2025. Do we have any changes or amendments that need to be made or suggested? If not, can I get a motion?
I so move to approve the minutes, December 17th, 2025.
All right, we have a first. Or
A second.
We had a first and a second. All those that approve say aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion is approved unanimously. Okay, the next item is discussion and action items, and I see that we have at least one person here that's waiting, and you're way down on the list. Would you like to go first, Josh? Okay, so we'll discuss item number H, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for 702 Paris Street.
Alright, let me pull that up really quick. I know. Okay. 702 Paris Street. So this is for the Moy property. The applicant is proposing to add 3 signs to the property, one 6-foot wide by 3-foot tall sign along Paris Street and 2 8-foot wide by 4-foot tall signs along Highway 90. Here is what that signage will resemble, but having the Moy logo instead of the Conservation Society. Like the Conservation Society sign, the Moy sign will also have a hanging sign below it and some type of design above that too. And after talking with the applicant, the dimensions for the signs are actually a little bit larger. So the face sign is 3 foot tall by 6 foot, but the overall sign is going to be about 6.5 feet wide by 7 feet tall. So that's for the small sign. It will be going here in front of the house that's under renovation right now. Yes, I saw that. And then for the larger sign, again, the face of the sign will be 4 foot by 8 foot wide, but the overall dimensions are going to be similar to closer to like 9 foot by 9 foot. And these are the locations that sign is going to go. There's one on London Street and London and Highway 90, and the other one is on Naples across from the McDonald's Highway 90. So my recommendations are as follow. The signage must comply with the city's signage ordinance. The guidelines do only recommend one identification sign, but given the property spans 2 blocks and has multiple access points, I believe that the more than one sign is reasonable for this property. And lastly, the sign should be shorter in height. And I did give some recommendations on each sign. So the one on Paris Street, Since that is a narrow street, it has no sidewalks and is surrounded by institutional uses, traffic tends to move a little bit more slowly in that area. And for that reason, I'm recommending a lower profile sign that sits closer to the ground. This helps minimize the visual impact and keeps the focus on the historic structure. And then for the other two signs, the one at the bottom here, see my laser. Okay. So they're proposing to put it right here, and I recommended moving it to this side so it doesn't interfere with that stop sign, and also making it have a lower profile, suggesting that it's lower than the historic wall. So again, it can be the same width but just a little bit shorter. And then any modifications on this sign, just wanting the Naples sign to match that as well. So those are my recommendations. If the applicant wants to come up and answer any questions you have, or if you have any questions for me, feel free to.
So I guess just a couple of clarifying points. The signs would be flush with those two fence signs. So it's directly to the fence signs, and there. The idea on both those locations is that we just got lucky that the fence low relative to the highway. So the highway's here, it's this way. It's ideal for visual impact from the highway. Just actually see the sign. Whereas if you go to the other side of the gate there, it's not the same. And not to mention that's not even on the other side. We don't own that side of the street. So it would be a trouble there. And in terms of the size, I'm curious better to and we felt like 7 feet, which is basically this is pretty compatible with the signs that we see around the historic district. I mean, the El Hall sign is not so much different than that, for example, and I think that's pretty universally acclaimed as a well-done sign. We copied the design, or very essentially similar design to the Conservation Society, to try and be let's say is appropriate, visually appealing. And the bottom one will just have sort of temporary information on it, hours and things that could change, whereas the top one will be more permanent. Yeah, that's basically that's why we proposed it as we did. The ones on the highway, we do feel like need to be higher, just because, again, aiming for visual impact as you drive down the highway. I don't need to tell you all that the sign by McDonald's is a lot higher than 9 feet, and the boba tea one on the other side is also probably 20 feet. So I think we're being pretty tasteful here, and certainly not speaking from the rooftops with these signs compared to others on the highway. And to my knowledge, we comply with all of the sign rules. So it's just a matter of taste in some senses at this point.
All right, well, let's start that one.
So you're really looking more of a vertical sign versus horizontal.
Well, no, it's when you look at it, it'll be like the Conservation Society sign. The core sign will be 3 feet high by 6 feet wide. The core, this core, so it'll have like this sort of horizontal profile to like kind of see. It doesn't vertical. It's stacked in that sense.
And my other question is the ones that are on 90, they're going to be above the fence line that's there, or even the fence line?
Yeah, that's what we can just listen to. They would be higher than that, which I think they need.
How tall are those fences?
I'd guess I'd say 7 feet. I'd guess. I don't know that for a fact, but I guess it's something like that.
And you were saying you can't put it on the other side of the gates because the school doesn't own the property? Who owns the property?
The sisters.
Sisters.
The sisters will give you a variance to put your sign there.
I wouldn't if I was them. Because it's on a. It basically says Moy School, but it's not the Moy School, right? I mean, that's the challenge. So,
And what's the color scheme?
we haven't finalized that, but it'll be, sort of similar to our color scheme, which is this olive green color that we sometimes use, similar to what the SIG website.
All of the signs will be the same, or all of them will be the two signs. Yeah. That's probably one of the hardest places in town to read a sign, even for Moy. It's hard, because it's very difficult to turn off a Highway 90 into that gate.
Yeah, and that's also why we reoriented the building that we are redoing to the other street, Paris Street.
Yeah, the main side.
Exactly, what was traditionally the main side.
So
So
if,
that the students, for example, will come in at the front where the sign is going. They'll come in at the sign, at the Paris Street sign.
on the Paris side.
That's right.
So this is just a sign that says this is what's on this side of the property.
Correct. And you can still turn off into the gate, the main gate.
Yeah.
It just won't be what most students do.
I don't know, I guess above put it back to where, so you're saying it's probably gonna be higher than the Moy, than the Moy side, it's
Oh, it will be slightly higher than that.
slightly, what is slightly?
Well, it's about 9-ish feet. If I had to guess, there's gates probably 8 with the top of things, probably close to 9 actually. It's not so far off.
Just try to zoom in, please.
The posts.
Oh, the little posts,
Yeah, it's a little decorative.
they'll be about that high.
It'll be about that high. And we tried all sorts of lines there. Just wanted to make
It does.
both sides.
Either side, too.
There's a little hill. Well, right, that gets down to McDonald's. Goes down
This area all floods during
if it ever rains. I guess the only thing that bothers me is maybe the height of it there. I don't have a problem with the height of it round where it's your main entrance, but I need to kind of think a minute on having it higher than what you see with the mall on the other side. So
Okay, sometimes you don't know what's there now. Right, if you're not familiar with the
if
place.
you're not familiar with the place, you don't know.
You have no idea what's there.
Although a different color may stand out a little more with your sign. Yeah.
Larry?
Whose property is this one gonna be on? Naples? On this one?
Oh, yeah, Jonathan seems much better.
I like the color scheme that you have there. I think it's good, and I can see where it's sloped down, so that does take up some of your side. What is it gonna be made of, the post?
I believe it's similar to this. It's like sort of a metal wrapped in.
It is. It's metal.
Okay.
Well, I go along with Selena's recommendation for profile, and I'm not for 6 feet or above the fence. I mean, personally, I'd like a monument sign myself, but, because I think we just have too many signs in the city already, and they refer to McDonald's. Some things just got through that shouldn't have, because we didn't have a our ordinance wasn't strong enough at the time. And I don't believe in big signage, period. So I think it should be lower, and the width of it is fine, but the height of it, I don't. It's just a problem.
Okay. Well, McDonald's is not historic.
Exactly. Thank you.
The recommendation for lowering the profile is not to take away from the visual usage of the signage, but to not detract away from the historical structure that you are so diligently and beautifully remodeling. And the picture there is pretty, and it looks like proportionally it goes well with that. Are you willing to look at lowering the sign a little bit?
I mean, I suppose a few inches wouldn't hurt anything if that's what it takes. But I think if you just look at me and add a foot to me, it doesn't feel like that is an intrusive sign.
Do you think? Oh, you don't think it would be intrusive to your structure?
Well, there's already a tree there for one thing,
Mhm.
so that is quite substantial. It would be right for that, and I would just remind the committee that there's 2 huge air conditioning units in front of the building right now that we are moving and repositioning to beautify. So it's vast improvement to what's there.
If a said decision was made by vote to lower the sign or make that recommendation, would the chop come to the posts and you could still preserve the initial signage itself to its original dimensions? So you would just lower the posts slightly? Is that what the plan would be?
Yes, I think that's right.
Okay. And the other thing I would ask staff is the 50 pages of plan in our packet
Mhm.
did not show any signage pictures. And so I'm just questioning the need for all of this paper in this packet. So just something to think about for the next meeting.
Okay, so
Okay. I don't have any problems with the sign at all. I mean, I think that the sign that you want to place on 90, it's not. I don't think it's going to detract from the stone gate because of the angle that it's at. I think that's your point, right? So, yeah. So this top one, the fence is angled in, right? Right. So.
Yeah, it turns it curved.
Yeah, so it's really gonna, it's not gonna be flush with the stone gate, right?
No, and it'll be separated by probably.
Right.
How- Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. How far away
Right.
from that post is it?
It'll be 4 or 5.
Right, so it's not, I don't think it's gonna
Detract.
detract from the gate itself. And because the land dips there, I think if you want it to be a useful sign, it needs to be probably that size, just so you can see it effectively from 90. Yeah, I don't have any particular problems with the way the signs are presented, but I mean, and to make it lower means that people are going to have a harder time seeing the hours and the information that you're trying to. Yeah, and it's on 90. It's a busy place. People go fast. So anyway, those are my comments. Any more discussions or questions? Okay, do I have a motion? Want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that it be passed as is.
Okay, we've had a motion. We have,
Just as Selena's recommendation or
No,
or
as Josh has
your
presented.
request?
As Josh has presented.
had a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we've had three ayes.
Aye.
Nays? 4?
I'm a nay, so.
Nay. All right, so we have 4 ayes and 1 nay. The motion passes.
Thank you.
4 eyes and 1. There's 6 of y'all, so
So there's 6?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I'm
did.
an I also.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry
You're
about
right.
that. Okay.
Yes, I'm an I also.
Thank you. And
I'm not the mayor anymore. I'm falling into old habits. Bad thing.
thank you for moving us up on the agenda.
All right, Josh. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Still looking for pictures, Josh.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's start back with letter A, discussion and action on a COA for 602 Washington Street.
Okay. So this property is located in an HG zone on the corner of Washington and Angelo Street. It's not on either of the THC surveys. Approximate build date of 1971. Here's what the home looks like now. The applicant is proposing to demolish the main home and build a new house on the property. It has relatively the same footprint, a little bit larger, but in the same area. Here is the proposed home they're wanting to build. When I looked over the plans, I did notice some differences on the architectural drawings that I'm going to point out here. The plans don't have a chimney. They won't have any dormers.
Right.
And the windows are going to be different. The rendering showed 6/6 windows, and these are just your typical single hung windows and picture windows here as well on the left side here. So here are more elevations. This is the back of the home, and then these will be the sides. This elevation will be seen from what street is that? Angelo Street, so it would be on this side over here. So I just wanted to note that because of this window as well. So my comments are as follows. The demolition of the main home is acceptable because it's not significantly historic. I recommend that the windows on the north and west facades, which are facing those streets, be consistent in size or style. For example, all the windows have either double hung windows. They don't have to be 6/6 because it was never a historic home. So double hung windows are fine, or they're all the same size and orientation. And then lastly, my general comment is to preserve the trees where possible. If the applicant is here, they can come up and you guys are able to discuss as well.
Speaking of the drawings first, the windows are not, I got those plans.
Before you get started,
Oh,
can you
yes.
just give us your name and
My name is Mark
address?
Cease, and I live at 602 Washington.
Okay, cool.
So the plans were drawn up pretty quick. I didn't realize I needed a set of drawings before getting this appropriateness, so I just had the kind of pictures of what we were looking for, and I was able to get the drawings in before this meeting. And so yes, there's still some work on the drawings of the windows. Some of the reason I use those are actually supposed to be clear lights, horizontal upright. That's the laundry room, and in order to optimize the use of the laundry room and have the washer and dryer on that wall and not covering up a window was kind of my thinking to that. But if that's something that we need to address, we will. The other window on the side is a bedroom window, and we have the 3050 window on the back side for code purposes. And so it's very preliminary at window placement. And she did point out the dormers aren't there. I need to talk to my architect about that. But I don't know if that's a.
Is that something you want on there? Is that part of your submission?
Is it?
So the dormers aren't necessary.
Okay.
If you don't want them, they're fine. It's just, I was just pointing out the differences because
Yes.
we don't want you to present this and then this doesn't get built. And
Yeah.
people are like, oh, where are the dormers? So if you don't want them, it's okay. It still aligns with the guidelines if they're not there.
I'm bound by budget, so what that the cost differences. I'm very tight on my budget currently, so if it's a high cost, I probably won't have it. So,
Wouldn't be.
And for sure, no chimney, huh?
and no chimney, no.
Okay.
Talk again about the windows. What?
So for the windows, I was recommending they all be the same. You see, I think these were the ones you were talking about. They're you said clear light windows. So I was recommending that all the windows be the same. So maybe this window here and here. I understand that might not work with their laundry room, but it would make it look, it would make
Balanced.
it look more balanced on the front. And then same from this, because this side will be seen from the other street. This would be another window to match that same style of these single hung windows. So that was my recommendation.
Is it the window itself, or if I put another window similar to it on the opposite end, would that mean you're balancing, or are you looking for the 3050s?
So you're talking about having a window here that matches this one. Because they're all different windows and they're seen from the street, the guidelines want like a similar pattern to be balanced. So I would recommend that they all be these. If they're 3050s, then yes. You guys have any questions?
All right. Want to start down here?
Yeah, sure. I agree with the recommendations according to but I have a question just before I move on.
Yes.
Is it to replace in kind? Is that the reason for the non-requirement for 6/6, even though they're in a historic district now?
So
How does that work?
this goes into like the non-contributing properties.
Mhm.
So this isn't one. So there's more flexibility when it comes to windows. If this was a historic building and they were demoing it and rebuilding it, then it would have to have like a 6/6 windows. But because it's not historic at all, and they're redoing, they're doing something different. They don't necessarily need to be 6/6 windows, but they need to look similar. And that's why I gave that recommendation of they don't have to be 6/6, but as long as they all look the same, it would fit into the historic district. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I guess the same would go for the front door and the porch area with the cedar. That doesn't have to be.
This door.
It's more consistent with the historic.
Right, and this is a different style, but it's not extremely. It fits in. It's not
Okay.
In your
crazy
face.
different.
Not-
Right.
Okay. Well, I agree with Selena's recommendation.
I agree, John. I think it's a little off balanced a little bit, and I don't know what you're going to put in the door, but hopefully that's not a all glass door. But, I know you're on a budget, but I don't think windows and doors are where you want to scamp. I think try to, because that brings out the beauty of a home, and also it's good for resale value. It's my opinion.
I agree with all the window things, and I agree that, in my opinion, it would look better even without the dormers. So, if it's a money problem with you, I'm fine with that. Because they just kind of look, I don't know, out of place. If you don't have a room up there.
I don't necessarily agree with our interpretation of new builds in the historic district being able to not meet guidelines associated with historical properties. It's, again, should follow the guidelines of the historic design properties and everything else. So at a minimum, the window should be 6/6, not just whatever these windows are considered. What's called
3050 windows.
So again, even though they're not, there's plenty of window providers that can do 6/6 that are just buttons, not actual separate 6/6 panel panes. So the cost to add that as a requirement to these properties should not burden the home builder or the buyer to make that kind of change. Because I still get, it's my own personal opinion, but non-contributing, that is not, if the property exists within the historic district, is contributing to the preserving the look and feel of the district.
Did you want to talk more about that, Slade? Because we had talked about this. We've dealt with some houses that were built in the 60s and 70s.
Yes.
And we haven't required those homeowners to change out their windows.
I'm not saying change out, but this is totally new construction. If they were renovating the home and replacing windows, that would be the time that they would then follow guidelines.
So the guidelines talk about if it was there before, if this house had 6/6 windows, and like I said, if we demoed it, then yes, we would require 6/6 windows. But because they never existed, the guidelines don't say that you have to put in 6/6 windows. These are fine according to the guidelines, right? How they're written right now. And so, like I said, if it didn't exist, these 3050 windows are perfectly fine. How the guidelines are written.
This is another thing that we're really gonna have to talk about when we
Yes.
have these meetings, because it is all new to us.
But as it stands, the current recommendations agree that that extra mile that we would like to see is not necessary.
At the moment, yes, that's correct.
Where we stand with our current design. Okay.
Design guidelines, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand what we're talking about here? I know we're kind of going back and forth, but what we're trying to do is make sure that the houses don't kind of conflict with the idea of the historic district. So what we're looking for is not to make them look like old houses, but make them uniform so they don't kind of stand out against the more historic homes in the neighborhood. So would you have a problem with the suggestions that have been made on the windows?
On the front ones, it would be possible. The side one might be a little issue because it is the restroom, and that is a vanity.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, it may be possible to do a smaller window that's the same dimension.
Width.
You know what? You know what I'm talking about. It's not,
It's just
it could be smaller, but it's the same look, right?
right. It has the
Just the top size of what we're seeing here. So you would have something about, just cut one of those windows in half and put it in there.
yeah, but it would still have to have where it opens up the single hung window style that's here.
Right, the same
Yeah,
ratio.
Yes.
So you
It
could
would
use
just go into the mirror. I mean, you can't, like, that's the height of the mirror, and trying to go above the mirror. And that's why I put the longer windows in there.
Yeah.
But I can pull the windows out. I mean, it's simple enough.
Okay.
Oh, and not have a window in,
Not have one. Yeah,
put in a
there's
skylight.
Skylight. Yeah. No, I'm very flexible with that. I actually, my meter equipment, utility services, my gas, my electrical, which is underground, will be in that location
Okay.
also. And so I was just trying to utilize the space and add some light into the house.
Okay.
I'll explain it. And those two were a design error, and I can put 305 over now.
Okay. Sounds good. Any more questions or concerns? All right. If not, can I get a motion?
So what are we actually approving?
Well, it depends on the motion. But
That's the whole idea.
but the motion, I think the general consensus that I'm hearing is that that the plan is submitted with Selena's recommendation.
That all of the windows
That all
will
the
be,
window, right?
will be the same. You won't see these two small windows on this side. They'll be the same
Or
size.
on the side.
on the west
back.
side.
Okay, I just want to make sure that.
All the windows the same size, right?
Or the same dimensions.
The same dimensions.
Ratio.
And the same type of window. What did you say? What
305.
305 is okay.
It's the length and width.
Yeah,
Okay, length and width, okay. So you got that, Kyle? They're all the same 3050s
And no dormers.
and no dormers.
Okay, do I have a motion? Want to try to make a motion?
Let Kyle read what she's written down.
I know. So let's make the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the C of A for the demolition of the main home and a construction of a new home, provided that the homeowner follow the recommendations that the windows are more dimensionally symmetrical.
Second.
Okay, we've had a first and a second. Do we need further discussion? Does that make sense, Selena?
yes.
Okay. No further discussion, all right. All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye. Passes unanimously, so it's.
thank you for coming.
Yes.
And
How's
thanks
your-
for explaining
How's your
it.
calf?
Doing great.
Good. Good.
Yes, thank you. It
had
makes
a
it a
calf
lot
in the
easier
yard.
for us when the applicant is here, so thank you. All right, let's move to the next one. Item B, discussion and action on a COA for 509 Highway 90 West.
Alright, so this is for the new wellness center located off of Highway 90. They're proposing to install two 10-foot by 4-foot signs on the side of the building, as seen here. My recommendations included the general comment stating that the signs must comply with the sign ordinance. And then another comment I noted that the guidelines only recommend one building identification sign. So I provided some options for that. To place the sign on the front of the building. Another recommendation is, if you guys decide to move forward with both signs, is that the sign that's going here is centered so it looks more balanced. And then lastly, possibly placing a monument sign on the west end of the property, which is somewhere right here. So those are my recommendations. Everything else, the design of the sign, there's no issues with it per the guidelines. So I believe the applicant is here, so if you have any
Okay.
questions for her.
First, Yambo, let us know your name and address.
My name is Dr. Eugenia Seusu. So with this sign, what we're trying to, we have two businesses, and we're trying to put those businesses on the same, so we can have visibility on each side. As far as the front of the building goes, I don't have a problem not putting anything there. So we can do the two sides, because more when you're driving from each direction, that's where you see. When you get to the front of the building, you don't really, see anything. So we can do the two sides and disregard the front. And then you mentioned like an A-type frame.
The monument.
That's what it's called.
Mhm,
Okay.
yes,
So
yes,
that,
ma'am.
we can do that. But as the one over there, we can just disregard it and take that off and just do the two on each side of the building.
That's a big building.
Yes.
Looks a lot better. All right, why don't we start with discussion, Doug?
Miss Selena, when we're doing the monument sign, do I have to come again and meet the board for
You
that?
would have to come again, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You're recommending a monument sign go out
If-
if she wants one. out
If
front?
she wants, instead of, so what I was recommending instead of both signs is having a monument sign
Oh.
in lieu of both signs. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying instead of two signs on the building, one monument sign and one side or the other for the sign?
There's only one side.
Just one sign for the property, but
It's a big property. It's 31
It-
hundred square footage. So
yes, because like the guidelines does say that one identification sign is recommended, but this is along Highway 90. The places that she is wanting the signs are from each direction. So
Would this be our first monument sign in town? Who else has a monument sign?
Park-
The churches.
Oh, the
Park
church.
Realty.
Oh, Park, okay, so I have a different idea in my mind what a monument sign is. Oh, okay, yeah.
is that different from the A-frame? Because I think there was an A-frame that was there before I acquired the property.
an A-frame sign, I think that one is where you can move it, right? That's not.
Oh, that was like a metal A-frame that was there when Buddy on the building. It's a,
Oh,
It was kind of like the one that was just in from school.
okay. Yeah.
So a monument sign would be something like a limestone base, you know, like a stone base, and then the sign sitting on
Sign
top of
on
it.
top.
Like we just saw with the church, with the school.
So it'll have a
No.
base that's so on the ground they'll have some kind of base, maybe like 2-3 foot tall, and then the sign on top of it connected to it. It's kind of like what you see in like commercial strip centers. They kind of have those, but not as tall. It's just one business sign instead of like a lot of business signs, just one business sign.
For visibility purpose, I think I would just prefer to have the two signs on the building. So, yeah.
He's talking?
I'm still thinking. I think I'm supportive of the sign going west. And doing, like you said, move it to the center of the side of the building. You
Right
had
here?
your drawings up.
Yes. On
You-
this side.
You had new drawings, wherever you're
Okay.
the one on the right, where you said move between the two buildings.
Right here.
Yeah. I think that's.
That's the east side, right?
It's the east side.
Well, you're heading west. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'd be the west side of the building.
Oh,
No?
no, it's the east side of the building.
Okay. So,
For westbound.
you may know this, Phil. Is the traffic heavier going west or east?
Exactly. If you haven't been out there at 7:30 in the morning, it's heavy from the west. Yes. West and east in the morning.
Well, I believe Selena's recommendation on the right image placement of the sign. And I think a monument sign would be more appropriate if she needs two signs.
This building sits a lot closer, when you're looking at a monument sign, this building sits a lot closer to the highway than other buildings do.
Mhm.
A lot closer.
Scary.
And it is scary closer. And I know a monument sign would be seen from both sides, but I would center the signs, but I would kind of let her have them on both ends. Because when you look at monument signs, those can be seen from east and the west. And she's not going to put that monument sign in the middle. Then she would have a sign coming from the west.
Eric?
I'm for having them on both sides. On the east side, there's a lamp there, a light there. Is there one also on the west side? I think well, when I went by there and saw it on the east side, I thought it'd be more appropriate to have it kind of down underneath that lamp, right? And maybe a tad bit smaller and more, to me, a softer edge to it. And to me, the building is so squared already, and I don't know, I'm not into real modern stuff, but I just feel like a softer sign would look a lot nicer. But I know that's your logo. And also on the west side, a little bit further down and a little bit smaller. I think you still can see it.
I like her recommendations. Yeah, because she said everything that I thought. I don't like the harshness of the sign. I prefer a monument sign, which you can see from both sides, and definitely smaller.
Do your recommendations include dimensions?
No, I didn't have. So since this building is pretty large, what she's proposing is a 10-foot wide by 4-foot high sign, and it's proportionally appropriate to this building, just because it's a huge mess. So I didn't have any recommendations to make it smaller.
Is it historic district?
Yes, this is, I believe, the CG district.
Okay. And so the dimensions are okay, and it won't distract away from great job. It looks great.
Yeah.
Um,
Have an open house.
Yes.
what was the reason for one sign instead of two?
The guidelines only say recommend only one building identification sign.
But it's just recommendation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then finally, I was a little confused. Were you saying one sign on the east and a monument, or were you saying no signs on the building and a monument? What were you?
I was saying no signs on the building and a monument sign.
To be seen from both directions.
Yes.
Okay.
That was so there's 3 recommendations on how we can, 3 options. Place one sign on the front of the building, place one sign on the east side, but center it, or have no signs on the building and have a monument sign where it can be seen in both directions.
Okay. So would the one side sign on the front make it not necessary to have them on the side?
That is just, so the one on the front, I recommended that since the guidelines are only suggesting one sign.
Okay.
So I just said place it on the front.
That's
So-
clear. Okay, thank you.
So you had another question?
Yeah. How wide is that grassy area from your building to the sidewalk?
3 feet.
3 feet at the most. So how
So the sign, I would probably suggest putting it somewhere.
I'm looking at if you did a monument sign in the front. It's gonna be pretty small or have to go into the sidewalk. It's not enough space at all for a monument sign. I don't.
She was suggesting putting it
On this.
Oh,
end
at the,
right
at
here.
the edge. Okay.
Okay, I don't have a particular problem with the signs on both sides of the building, centered on the one side. You've done a fantastic job with this building. It was just a total disaster. So, yeah, so it looks good. I wonder though if you soften your sign a little bit by putting like a frame around it or something that makes it look a little bit more you know,
Been there a while.
like classy maybe, you know, instead of just like pasting up a poster on the side of your building, because you want it to really look classy, I think. So, but that would be my suggestion.
I like that.
Yeah, both sides, and then maybe a frame around it of some sort. Something simple like a black frame or something. Would that work, Selena?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, can I get a motion?
I will make a motion that we approve a sign on each end, softened by a frame around it and centered the way Selena has it centered between those windows.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
All right, without a first and a second, any further discussion or comment? All right.
The frame, would that be a little bit, make it bigger, even, could you reduce the size and then put a frame around it? Or-
Does this, would a thin thing make it too big? Yeah, that's Deborah.
You can, in your motion, probably say the size of the frame.
Not to exceed
Not to
Yeah.
exceed
the total
with the
dimension.
frame. Okay, the total dimension of the current size. Got that?
Can I get someone to make a motion to amend the motion? Is that, I think that's correct, right, Brianna?
Yeah.
I thought you could amend it if it's been seconded. It has.
Maybe amended, but my person made motion.
Has to accept.
Well, we haven't had this one seconded yet.
Yeah, you
Yes,
have.
it
Oh, we
has.
did? Oh, okay.
All right,
Then
so do you want to
I
make that
will
amendment?
re-amend that the size does not, with the frame, does not exceed the size that we're seeing now.
Okay,
A second.
okay, so we've had a first and a second on the amended motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank
I think
you.
it's gonna look great.
Yeah, you have done a beautiful job out there on that highway.
Thank you.
All right, let's move to the next item C, discussion and action on a COA for 1101 Alamo Street.
Alright, so this property is located in the HE district on the corner of Alamo and Lafayette Street. This is a street view of the property. It's not on either one of the surveys, and has an estimated build date of 1969. The applicant is proposing to replace the existing chain link fence that you see here, but in the backyard. It continues in the backyard. They want to replace it with the wooden slat privacy fence and leave the chain link in the front as is. They're also proposing to rebuild the back porch. It's in pretty bad condition, and what they're wanting to do is have the same footprint in the back with that porch and use some wood columns similar to these. They also want to rebuild their front porch and remove this detailing, and there's kind of like a very small arch here. They want to again remove the columns and put some more 6x6 simpler columns with a straight beam across that front porch. So my recommendations were to have a fence shorter than 3 foot in the front yard if they make changes to that front fence, and then that the wood on the new porch structures be painted white to match the color of the existing home's trim, because they did note that they were going to just keep it raw and stained. So I would recommend to paint it white so it matches the trim on the existing home. So if the applicant's here, they are able to come up and answer any questions, or if you have any questions for me.
Is the applicant here?
No.
All right. Where did we start? Lori, start.
Oh. Okay, would the color of the posts matter in the backyard?
In the backyard, you will be able to see that because it's on a corner street. But it's so this is the Alamo. Okay, yes. So
Okay,
this is the
gotcha.
front, and then this is the side, and the back porch is somewhere right
Okay.
here.
Okay. And then on the privacy fence, because it's drawn on the little picture there, it shows that the privacy fence goes all the way out to Alamo, but I would recommend to follow the guidelines and not have it start until, is it the front of the home or the back of the home? I can't remember.
It's the side of the house, so it could be the front corner,
Okay.
and that's a zoning issue also. So they wouldn't be allowed unless they want to go get a variance for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I had that recommendation. If that fence does go in the front yard, it'd be less than 3 feet.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you were talking about the existing chain link.
Yeah, so there is a chain link fence there, but it was kind of confusing because this drawing, like you said, shows the privacy fence going all the way to the front yard, to Alamo Street. So that's why I made that recommendation, just to be safe. If they are gonna completely redo that fence, that whatever's in the front portion of the yard be 3 feet or less.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Kyle?
I wasn't sure that, in your recommendation, Selene, where you said about being close right or anything. I don't find we read that.
It's right here. Yeah, 28.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
I'm good. I do like the idea of the fence being 3 feet or less into
Yes.
toward the backyard. And the poles and everything look great that they picked out. They should be white too if they're gonna have white trimming around the house.
Priscilla?
Go back to where the chain link shows. Did we? Is that the chain, the one that we had the confusion one time about? Is that the vendor's house?
It was the other side, wasn't
It
it?
was the other
Was
side
it
of
the
the
other
fence.
side
The other
where
side.
we had? Oh, it was. Oh, it was on the other side. Okay, but so,
It was that
so
white-
is that their chain link fence? Whose fence is the chain link?
I have no idea whose fence. I'm not 100% certain. I just know that y'all looked at a fence application for the White House next to it.
Yes,
Yeah, because they wanted to come up
all the way.
all the way. So now it's like the other property owner's asking for it too.
Yeah,
I think
it
that one got denied where y'all wanted it to sit back to where that house started in the
Exactly.
first application.
And
Yeah.
so whose fence is that? I mean, are they going to take the chain?
It's a shared, it's on the property line, so I'm assuming it's going to be a
So
shared
they're
fence.
going to build their fence, and so it will be hiding the chain
So-
link fence on the other side.
In the
Chain link
We're
fence
taking
stays
it
up,
out.
or I
in
don't
their
know whose fence that
application,
is.
in their application, they didn't say that they were gonna remove this fence. They said not the front yard, but everything after the front yard
Oh, so the chain link is going to stay.
It says replace chain link in backyard.
in backyard, right?
Okay.
But yeah, this was a little confusing because the diagram shows the entire fence. But what?
I didn't think that was their fence, but
It does say in their notes though, leave existing chain link fence in front yard. So maybe they just extend. Probably it would probably been nice to have them here because we could get a little clarification, but we could make that clarification in their certificate of appropriateness. So
No, I think removing the chain link fence and putting privacy fence would really be the best way to go.
and I don't think that's their fence because we know that other people came to us. They were talking about that fence, doing something with that fence. Well, why do you know whose fence it is?
I'm sure in their application,
So-
they're not going to
Do anything to
do anything to somebody else's
it.
fence. right?
So my understanding then is that they want to put in a privacy fence beside the existing chain link fence. Is that correct? Or are they taking down the chain link fence? I'm confused.
It says replace chain link fence and backyard with a wooden slab. So I'm assuming they are taking it down because I think if
Okay.
it wasn't theirs, they wouldn't even have mentioned the chain link fence to begin with.
Okay, and leave the chain link fence in the front yard?
That's what it says. Leave existing chain link fence in front yard.
That's interesting. Okay,
Well, that's good. Yeah.
so,
That's interesting.
so the beginning, since their drawing isn't clear, the privacy fence would start at the front of the house, like right there at the front corner.
At this front corner.
No,
The-
no, it would start
Right there?
further back.
Right.
So at that point,
Somewhere back here.
I think it's where they put like those two.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Let
and
me show
so-
this diagram.
I think it's where they put those two lines is where they're replacing it. I think they just showed where the property line was at with,
Oh, I
The
see.
red,
That,
and then they put
place.
those two dashes on where they wanted to replace the chain link fence.
Yeah.
and it's just on this one side, so it just goes to the back of the property and stops. Is that correct?
Yes.
What's at the back?
It's another property behind there.
Yeah. So
It's not their property.
Another kind of fence.
But behind,
Yeah,
So it looks like probably from here all the way back.
yeah, to probably.
that's all they're asking for.
Yeah.
And they want that to be 6 feet,
Yes.
which is in the,
That's good.
that's code, so that's okay.
That's correct.
Okay. And the fence is going to be material, what kind of materials are they using? Is it
Just
is
wood.
it cedar,
Yes.
and it's gonna be that color?
And this design as well with the horizontal topping.
So I'm looking at the maps and
So
it's
they
like-
have 3 different kinds of fence around that house. Right.
It's in the backyard, it won't be seen, really, except by the neighbors. It won't be seen from the street, really. Okay, any further discussion on this one? Does everyone understand what they're doing now?
We think so.
So, all right, do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the COA based on Selena's recommendations.
I second it.
All right, we've had a first and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, the next item is discussion and action on a COA for 702 Florence Street.
I have to recuse myself.
Oh, we know we're going to vote on this one.
Okay.
Just gonna say no, by the way.
She didn't use any of my pictures. There's none of my pictures.
Where are your
up there.
pictures?
Okay.
She
So
didn't use my pictures.
I'm sorry.
So this house is located in AG district on the corner of Florence and Amelia Street and is not on either one of the THC surveys. The proposed work will be on the back
Oh, she-
patio. As you can see here, this is the trellis that we're talking about here.
That's my
Busy.
garden. That's what used to be there.
The applicant is proposing to cover the
Yes.
existing patio with the roof to match the existing shop and carport. The property owner has removed the dead vines from the trellis structure and would like to close that gap between the shop and the trellis. So this is a proposed design. Like I said, there'll be a roof, a metal roof that matches the shop and carport that goes over it and closes that gap, and then there's going to be a new wood beams to close that gap and help support that roof. So the proposed design aligns with the design guidelines, so I would recommend approval on this one.
All right, Doug?
I don't remember.
That's fine.
Are you leaving the trellis scaffolding up?
Yes. It's going to show underneath. That will show underneath it, just like at my carport. It looks like the trellis
Did you get a C of A to remove those vines?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty substantial.
It was pretty, yeah, removing it was pretty substantial.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation by Selena to approve the
As submitted, right? Okay, I've got a motion and a second.
second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, the next item is, was that E? Discussion and action on a COA for 709 Berlin Street.
So this is located in the HE district, but is not on either of the surveys. Here is a street view of the property. The applicant is proposing to install a 10 by 20 foot shed in the backyard of the property. As you can see here, it's going to be pushed pretty far back there. The shed will have wood siding and will be fully trimmed as seen in these renders. My comments were, the guidelines do note that the new construction generally be oriented parallel to the street. So a recommendation would to be turn this so it's parallel. This is facing the street, so turn 90. But I don't think that this 10-foot side is overbearing and it's pushed far back. That I think it's fine if you guys think it's fine too. And then I also just want to clarify that the fence isn't part of the scope of work. It wasn't added in there, but we see it here. So if the applicant is here, I just wanted to ask if that's not. Yeah, so that wouldn't be included in this CFA. So
I think she has plans to do that at some point in time, so I'll just let her know that if they were, she'll come back at that time.
okay. So those were my recommendations. Did you have any questions?
Start that this way.
I'm good.
It's fine. I think it looks, it's fine.
Priscilla,
It's good.
Doug. I have just a couple of questions. Is this a prefab
Yes.
thing? So, and it's was it party board or something like that? Is that
I don't know what it is. It's going to be her workshop.
okay?
Let me double check. I don't think we
Says
said,
this-
but it was like wood.
Okay.
Yeah, it
It
says
is.
the siding is wood and is fully trimmed.
Okay. And it's be painted white with what green trim? Is it?
It
Black.
looks black.
Okay. Sounds good.
Is it, it doesn't match the color of the house, is that okay?
So, since it's pushed far back, most accessory structures don't match the
Okay.
color of main home. So I approved. I would recommend that.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Any further discussion on this one? All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it as accepted with Selena's suggestions, which were minimal, so.
Did you want that? I did recommend it being turned parallel though,
With as submitted
as submitted.
without the fence?
Without the fence,
Mhm.
as submitted, yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? None? Nay? Okay. And one nay. The motion passes. All right, let's move to item F, discussion and action on a COA for 312 Petersburg.
So this property is in an HE district. It's listed on both surveys. The applicant is proposing to install a few fences on the property. So they provided this diagram, everything labeled in red, which you see here. That will be a 4-foot welded square tubing metal frame fence with hog panel, and it will be painted black, so similar to this picture up here. The line labeled in green is going to be a 6-foot privacy fence with square tubing and stained weatherized boards running horizontally. So it will be similar to this picture. Let's see if I can zoom in down here. And then there will be 2 gates. The first gate will be the same material as the fence labeled in red. So they have a sample of what that would look like here. And then the second gate, which is on the back of the property, will be a custom metal gate, 4 feet in height, that has a family name on it and similar to this picture here. So it would be custom where this metal has their name in it. So the proposed design aligns with the design guidelines, and so I would recommend approval on this one. Any questions?
Doug, you want to start?
Go back to the Google Earth shot.
Yes.
Trying to figure out.
So where is this?
It's across the street from this guy.
From the what?
Blue houses.
Oh, so
Gary Irish is across the street.
Right.
this is the one they just
Yeah,
approved earlier this year.
where the shed
Mhm.
and the shed door.
And the little shed is back.
Yeah.
She's been a lot. Probably.
It's like every other one.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Priscilla?
I don't have any questions.
I just want to thank Sylvia for taking, every time you want to do something, you come before the board for approval, and that's appreciated. So thank you.
Just can't wait.
You
Quick
better
question.
watch who you're asking. We may all get there. You better ask who, take a chance on who you're asking. We may all show up.
According to the guidelines, it says avoid the use of solid metal. That doesn't apply here, right? Because it's just posts that are
So solid metal would be if the fence was like a whole panel of
Like a sheet.
aluminum. Yes.
Tin.
Mhm.
okay.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I move that we accept Sylvia's recommendation for the exterior alterations, subject to staff's recommendation.
Okay, and you didn't have any
No,
recommendations,
so it would be
right?
as submitted.
As submitted.
Mhm.
Okay, as submitted. All right. Can I get a second?
Yes, sir.
All right, Doug seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, let's move to item G, discussion and action on a COA for 905 Lisbon Street.
Fine.
All right. So the applicant is amending their previous approved COA. Quick little overview. This property is located in an HE district. It's part of the 1969 survey and the 2002 survey. Here's what the property currently looks like. Here are some more photos of the house. This is where they will be tying into with the addition. So what was previously approved was the plan on the left, and they are now going to be pushing back that addition so it complies with zoning setbacks. And so that is that new plan here. The front elevation won't really, it's not going to change. It's just going to be pushed back further. This section right here is going to be pushed back. And so then I provided this diagram. So this is what was approved previously. They were going to tie into this window, but the new tie-in will be on the salt box addition instead. As you can see, that's going to affect that well. But these are just showing what it's going to look like from the side now. So it won't be as far up anymore. And we are preserving those windows and those attic windows as well. Here's the change in the roof plan. And then my recommendations well, let me go back to the well. The main reason the original addition was placed so close to the street is to preserve the tree in the well. But that well is now going to be inside the house instead of on the outside. But the applicant is still wanting to preserve it, and so they're going to cut it down where you can walk over it and then see through the floor. And they're trying to preserve it in any way they can. So that's good. With that context in mind, my recommendations are as follows. The addition should be located in the back of the home to avoid losing the salt box windows on the southwest facade. The roof detailing on the addition should be consistent with the existing structure. Trees and wells should be preserved wherever possible. And then if this is approved, this will be a supplement to the prior approval, which had all the changes like the windows, the color schemes, and all those other changes. But the main change here is to push back that property, that addition. So the applicant is here. If you have any questions for her or for me.
Does the new and improved plan save the tree?
It does.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Erin Braden, applicant. We are able to leave the tree where it is and do the best we can by preserving the well. We're going to put a glass top over it and light it up in there. So we're able to still save both of them. It just, we were trying to comply with the least intrusive way to tie into the home by going through that window. And I think this is the best scenario for doing everything we can on all fronts for those aspects.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for making the effort. Appreciate it.
I care.
Mary?
I'm good.
Priscilla?
I'm good. Sorry y'all had to do this. Yeah.
Me too.
For what for what happened. I would like to say that I know the variance board has to do what it has to do, and that's the reason y'all have to do this. But I kind of wish there was some way that we could really take a hard look at somebody that wants to preserve everything that's on that property. But so,
if I may say, in the ideal situation, I'd love for the HLC to have a little bit of jurisdiction over having the final say in that, because I think what we're trying to do really matters for that. But I understand the process, I'm respecting it, and I think that we're finding the best way to move forward for everybody. But I appreciate that so much.
yeah, I do agree with you that this is something I wish we could look at some point in time too.
I mean, if they asked me, right? They would say that.
Doug, anything?
No questions.
Okay. And so all the changes is that just being moved back, right?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
There were some changes that we made, not in colors, but in materials that my renderings, although I think you changed it maybe. Like we had board and batten originally, and it was moved to have it all stucco.
Mhm.
All of that remains the same. When I resubmitted this, I edited all of my stuff to match her recommendations. So however that needs to be worded, but the only thing is pushing it back.
All right, can I get a motion?
I so move to accept Selena's suggestions on how it's been done. And yeah, I apologize.
So to amend
To amend it
the
for
already
the movement, yes,
Right.
the movement of the
existing
addition,
COA.
yes.
Can I
A
get
second.
Second, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully nothing else gets in your way.
Exactly. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Item I, discussion and action on the COA for 1350 Fiorella Street.
Okay, so this property is located in HE district and is not on either of the THC surveys. The applicant is proposing to add multiple fences on the property. Had a lot of fences this month. So here's Fiorella Street. This is the front of the home, and then it's a corner house. So this is Madrid Street, and this is where they're proposing the other fences, and I'll go through that. So for this first fence, will be on the a little push back from the front, as you can see here. They want to match the neighbor's fence, which consists of a 3'6" wire garden fence with cedar posts. For these fences over here, the applicant is proposing to add a fence between the house. It'll be a little bit pushed back, but it will be a 5-foot cedar fence with a gate. And then this is the third fence they're proposing, is a 6-foot wood cedar fence with a double gate. And so it'll be here on the driveway and it will go back on the property line. So as you can see here, this is the driveway. This will be the gate with double gates, and then the fence will continue back this way. I only had one comment on this, is to consider a fence height less than 3 feet in the front yard. However, the applicant proposes to match the neighbor's existing fence, which is a 3'6" fence. That one that you see here. And so I would recommend approval on all fences. They all align with the guidelines. And because the neighbor's fence is 3'6" and it has a low profile, I would recommend approving that front fence to match that.
Okay. Doug, any questions? So,
Can you see where the driveway and in between, can you see them together, or are those two completely different places?
They're going to be different places. So let me see if I can zoom in. So this is the side of the main house, and there's a walkway, and then there's a garage on the side. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that fence will be here in between those two structures. And then that driveway fence will be on the other side of the garage. So they're not connected. And this one's, the one between the garage and the main home is pushed back a little bit. And let me see a picture. Kind of where this bush is, this little tree behind it. That's where that 5-foot fence will go. You can see it right here.
Both 5 feet.
So this one's actually 5 feet, and then the other one's on the driveway is 6 feet.
That would be my own suggestion. They both be 5 feet, just to make it uniform on one side.
okay.
Makes sense.
Todd?
Yeah, I agree. Fine, yeah, maybe all five. But, instead of just 6.
Well, we probably only want 5 feet to that breezeway, because when we go even higher, it's gonna be like a wall.
So the fence on the driveway, the one that's 6 feet,
Mm-hmm.
that's visible from the street, right?
Yes, ma'am. But technically, it's a side yard and not a front yard.
Okay.
Looking at the street view, and this is just my opinion, I think it looks a little weird because there is an existing cedar fence that's already there that they have there, and it ties into where the cedar fence is for the side of the house next to it. So it looks, I think it'd be so strange if it came out all the way to where that front part of the garage is at.
Yeah, they want to start it.
Like way,
Right
yeah,
here.
like way up there instead of
Now they
pushed
want to
back.
start it.
Yeah, at the front of the garage.
So they're
Right
gonna
now it sits behind it.
have to jag over and then go back down to tie into it, right?
So what's there now? Nothing.
No,
Yeah,
there's
that's-
nothing there now. The existing cedar fence aligns with the cedar fence from the neighbor's side yard.
So you said 3 fences? I-
Yes, it's 3 separate.
I was trying to catch up on the drawing. So the in between the garage and the house is one, and it goes like this.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the one in the driveway is with a gate.
Yes.
and it's going to tie into that back cedar fence. And where's the other one? Where's the third fence?
The last fence is going. So this is the front of the house on Fiorella Street.
Mm-hmm.
This is that corner right here. So it will be kind of at this corner in the front, and it will tie into the neighbor's fence.
The post.
Yes, ma'am.
And that one's how tall?
That one's, they're proposing a 3
Oh,
foot 6.
3'6", that's right.
Yes, so it matches the neighbor's fence height.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't particularly have any problems with their submittal, so I think it's reasonable. All right, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the COA based on the findings of some.
As submitted?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No. Okay. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Next item is discussion of COA for. Did we do this one? Is that 1350?
That was-
Did we just do that one? Okay. So discussion items for setting a date for a workshop.
I think what we were talking about earlier, a lot of this packet now is like approving the whole thing for the Moody Catholic School.
Oh,
It's me. I'm the one who creates those packets. My apologies. Yeah, whenever it's kind of the way the agenda sender works. When I moved it over, it put that whole packet, but I don't have her slides before because we have to create the agenda before she can create her slides. So it's just, we can't connect and supply the packets at the same time. So sorry about that.
I go along with Doug. I recommend, and Laura and I were talking about this earlier, and just have like 4 things in our package.
Yeah.
You know, keep the pictures and all that, but just wait a minute. Okay. The agenda report, the accept. I can't remember. Certificate of appropriateness, and then
The application.
yeah, the actual application, and then the
Yes, see it, yeah.
but just keep it down to like the bare minimum.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I did. Yeah. Except for the Moy Center, I didn't realize that it was the whole plan set. I thought it was just the sign. That was my mistake. But everything else, that's all I did. I always just do the agenda report at the beginning, Selena's C of A right after that, and then their application, which includes their plan. So that's all it was, except for the Moy Center. So it's a lot of people like to present a lot of information. It just depends on how big their project is. So
with that extra stuff all online, then we can all see, put all the pictures and everything like that.
okay. Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got the shredder.
We recycle. So
You don't even have it in order anymore.
Because I started looking through it, and then all of a sudden, these plans.
Okay, set a date for the workshop. What's suggested?
So can I ask a question about this first?
Yes.
Is that all right? This is from October, but the verbiage is UDO. We don't have a UDO.
Yeah, so I sent
So-
this when Simple City was working on the UDO, and I had sent over recommendations to them. So when they got to the historic preservation part of the code, they can take those into consideration, and that's why it refers to the UDO.
Okay, so then it's relevant
Yes.
to what we're trying to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just didn't want, I was a little confused. Whoops.
So, even though the city didn't implement the UDO, do we still have Simple City's recommendations?
no. So what she's saying is that Simple City was not going to touch the historic preservation part of the code. So Selena had made those recommendations as the historic preservation officer, Simple City wasn't going to change anything in the historic design guidelines.
So these would be your suggestions for us to start working off of when we are in work.
Yes.
Just if y'all want to, I don't know if y'all had a chance to read through them, but or maybe you could just do like high level talking points just to make sure that this is we want to make sure that what we're thinking needs to be changed is what y'all are thinking that needs to be changed, because when we do set up this workshop, we don't want it to be where we're trying to just figure out what the topics are. We kind of have an understanding of where the baseline is, and then we can talk about each one in depth. So this is not an in-depth conversation about them. It's just high level topics. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess taking out the three main things here is the design guidelines, updating those design guidelines, non-contributing properties, making sure we talk about like how we had a lot of them today, making sure if we want them to, for example, have the 6/6 windows or have more flexibility since they were never historic and they were built at like in the 70s or 60s. That's something we need to talk about, like how we treat non-contributing properties, where they still fit in, but do you want them to have those 6/6 windows, or do you want them to have more flexibility? So that's something we need to talk about.
What's the other
Non-conforming,
but we're working more with non-contributing.
right? So we work with non-contributing. Non-conforming is more zoning. For zoning.
Yes.
Another thing would be looking at timelines. Once a C of A is approved, setting a deadline when that work gets done, and then how can we monitor the progress. So those were, that's what we talked about last time. But that is pretty much what I said. And this is like high level of what this is. There's a lot of details like how we define these historic districts, not having them as zoning but as overlays, but that is something where we get into like the technical things of it. But I would recommend to start with those three main discussion items: design guidelines, non-contributing properties, and timelines and monitoring. That's one chunk. Timelines.
Yeah, I think that's more than enough for our
Yeah.
maybe it's even too much. But,
Yeah.
but we can give that a try and see how far we get.
Okay.
And these are just recommendations. They would have to go to city council, or no?
Yes, anything that, since this is by ordinance, it has to be changed by ordinance, which city council would have to approve. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has to go through planning and zoning first also. So
I thought that changed.
no, maybe not. I have to double check on that because it's a comprehensive zoning ordinance. I thought all amendments had to go through P&Z and then city council, but I'll have to double check on that.
Okay. No, this is
No.
this is
Just
They're going to have their own workshop before they meet with city council.
so yeah. So our workshop is going to be a little bit more freewheeling, I think. But our goal is to nail down some specific issues so that we don't get wrapped around the axle when we get together with city council, right?
Should we also look at, in accordance with timelines and monitoring, sometimes stuff doesn't get done. It gets done, but not the way we approved it. Shouldn't that be one of the topics as well?
I think that fits in with that because we're monitoring it. We're monitoring the progress, but we're also monitoring if it's getting done as the approved plans.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone have any other items that they'd want to put in this? Like I said, I think just the one item, that first item is going to take most of our time. And I don't know how far we'll get with it. Frankly, we might need another workshop, depending on how much in the weeds we get.
And how long we want to be there.
Right, and so I would ask Selena that you help us stay on track and stay focused, because I think it's going to be very easy for us to just get off on tangents. So we need to stay focused on the bigger things. I think we should look at the bigger things, and we can always go back and kind of dig into those if we think that's necessary. But for council's consideration, I think we want to be able to present them with big recommendations rather than small ones. At least at this point. What do you think, Phil? Is that? Yeah. Bigger's better, right? Okay.
Overview.
Yeah, what we're looking at is potential changes to the ordinance so that we can function a little bit better. Not telling us specifically what to do on specific houses. Right? So, okay.
So I have these dates available.
Are we looking at an evening one? Is that what?
Whatever works best for you, I will make it. Except February 11th. I can't do that. No, I have something. Another
You don't have to
You don't
explain
have to
yourself.
explain.
Well, I will be honest. I have something else.
So would y'all prefer, just because we do know
18th. Okay.
we will try and set a time limit, because we know we don't want y'all, I think after a couple hours people tend to drift off. Would y'all prefer during the day or an evening? Is everybody okay with during the day? Or
Yes.
I think we're.
I think we're all retired, right?
Wow, that's pretty horrible, isn't it?
Okay, well-
People that age here on this.
It's pretty big, let me tell you.
okay, so we can agree during the day. Would y'all prefer morning or an afternoon session? Let's narrow it down.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Maybe start in the
out-
morning, later in the morning,
Like-
maybe around 10 o'clock or something like that.
10 till 12?
10 to 12. Yeah.
Then at 12, Phil can take us to.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
If we do 10 to 12, I could provide lunch. So don't worry about that. Just to
Yeah, we may work through lunch if that looks like
if
something
y'all
that
are
we
maybe about
wanna
let's
do.
do that. How about we do 10 to 12, and if I provide lunch and y'all feel like y'all could keep going a little bit, maybe we could make it 10 to 1 or 10 to 1. But if not, we'll just schedule it for 10 to 12 and that'd be completely.
But does the city pay for our lunch?
Huh?
You're saying I'll provide lunch, but it's the city that
It's the
pays.
city. Yeah, we have a budget for
Right.
providing lunches and stuff like that for commissions. I'll just tell Deborah to take it out.
I
Yeah.
had one. Oh, okay. So I thought it was mine.
Okay. Any preferred dates? I mean, the 18th is Ash Wednesday, so that's not going to work for me. But the other dates. I think I'm pretty
Any of
open.
them are okay?
I'm good with any days but Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Okay, so what are
Tuesdays or
Tuesdays,
Thursdays.
Thursdays, and Fridays.
those? So you're Monday, Wednesday.
Monday, Wednesday.
Which one of those is a Wednesday?
The 18th, but Jeff said that's
Yeah,
Ash
that's-
Wednesday, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
February.
25th.
The 25th would work.
The 25th.
Yes, that would work for me too.
February 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
25th.
25th?
Is the 25th a Wednesday?
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Okay,
Would
so
it?
I'm going to
I don't
send-
have my planner in front of me.
I'm sorry.
So if you send out an email with this inquiry,
Yes, ma'am.
can we respond to you?
Of course. Yes. If you check your planner, I'm gonna send out just a calendar invite, and if it doesn't work for you, there's a where you just respond to it,
Okay.
and you can tell me, hey, this doesn't work, and then I'll send out a follow-up email to try and figure out. Now that I know y'all's kind of availability, we'll figure something else out.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. So those 3 items to discuss that Selena recommended, and then we're going to be nailing down the date via email. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Discussion on future agenda items. Anyone have anything that they'd like to discuss? future? We have enough, yeah,
No,
okay. All right, if there's nothing else, then I'll adjourn the meeting at 8:10.
Okay.
Thank you.
hey, Mary, I'm just curious.
Couple weeks ago. And Fredericksburg has a historic district like that. And Fredericksburg has outlined.
The shed.
The shit that's not live and now
Yeah, is it because of the alignment?
Commissions
to go
according to the
and
covers both the structures in the historic district
Mhm.
and the outlying structures.
So it wasn't a matter of being parallel or perpendicular.
Yes. It's the HLC have oversight.
These houses are really
Okay.
Unless they were in the.
Some of these houses are so
Or
ugly.
if they were designated a local
Seventies stuff.
I know.
that's the only way they can have it. So if they're
Put a
outside
coat
of
of
the
paint
district,
on that brick.
but they've gone through the
Yeah,
designation.
well, they did that on the one on the corner by me without even coming to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's good.
That realtor that bought that, I hope it goes on the market. She didn't pay any attention to it.
Landowner.
Asked about what's
Right.
happening.
She okayed it, so I'm assuming she's not gonna let it block the street or,
I
yeah.
think it requires a
Okay.
supermajority in council for that to, if the
No, it was
homeowners.
hard to, it was hard to,
Like,
So these
3 blocks down.
5 or 6
I mean,
structures.
one thing that they were gonna see, sisters up there, because I was gonna tear it down.
Because it fell off.
Yes.
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah,
Fell off the
You could-
inventory.
Sitting too long.
from our
That's not
ordinance,
part of the
He would
but
do
I
that
think,
guy.
right, it's like, it's not, because you have to do the survey to determine
He's
why
gonna
they
sell
are
it. He's not gonna-
historically
he's not gonna argue
significant.
anymore.
Good, that's already been done, right?
Well,
They actually need a designation.
Yeah, I was gonna leave mine.
What needs to be included in that, which there might be a lot of information around there, but
Yeah, like my
It's not gonna be more, yeah.
certain
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good architect does good drawings.
And I was looking into Fredericksburg. I was looking into
Yeah, that we asked them to put a hold on.
little cities that are similar to Castroville. I mean, nothing like Castroville, but similar like Fredericksburg that I want to bring to the council's attention. So
I just want to say, we left some.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be more diligent next time. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, you too. Thank you.
That's about it.
Nipples on her.
See.
all right.
Go back to